Hi, welcome back to the Power of Model Drawing. Now, today we are coming to the last lesson on creative model drawing for P5. Alright, and then after this lesson, we will move on to P6 model drawing. So P6 model drawing is the same. Alright, whatever you have seen over the last few lessons on how we draw out the model creatively, it's also the same when we draw out the P6 problem. Alright, maybe they just become a little bit harder, but otherwise it's the same method, right? It's still drawing. Okay, alright, so let's look at question 1. Now, Jane and Michael shared $775. After Jane spent 20% of her money and Michael spent 1/4 of her money, Jane and Michael had the same money left. So what fraction of Jane's money had she left, and how much money did Jane have at first? Alright, so to help us to draw the model better, and if there's a percentage involved, what do? We can change the percentage into fractions, and then the whole problem becomes fraction problem. So 20% is 20 over 100. So I hope you should know you know how to change the percentage into fraction. So 20 out of 100 and simplest form. So no more 20%, but now we look at 1/5. Alright, now then you can see there are two fractions in the problem. So you need to ask what they refer to. So this fraction refers to her money, right? And Michael spent 1/4 of her money. So are they referring to the same group? If you say yes, it's wrong, even though you see her money and her money, right? But they actually refers to different people's money, or different person's money, right? 1/5 refers to what? 1/5 refers to Jane and Michael. 1/5 refers to Jane's money, and 1/4 refers to Michelle's money. So the two fractions refers to different person, right? Different person's money. So you can't make the denominator the same, all right? Then what do? Then we can still draw the model. Alright, so let's draw the model. Now, the first sentence, if you find that you don't know how to draw, you can always jump to the next sentence, and Jane spent 1/5 of her money. So you draw a rectangle for Jane, cut into 5 boxes, and Jane spent 1/5. So if you like, you can label. Alright, it's up to you how you want to label. And of course, this will be the money that is left. And Michelle spent 1/4 of her money. Michelle, right? 1/4 of the money. And if you notice, they both had the same money left. So one of our lessons on model drawing is how do you show the same amounts of money or equal amount? You draw dotted line, right? Dotted line. And Michelle has how many boxes left? After she spent 1/4, she must have 3/4 left. Am I correct? So that will be 3 boxes, right? So you draw up to the dotted line, and that is Michelle's money left. And she spent 1 box. Okay, 1 box. Okay, now, so something like this. Okay, so it's not, okay, you are not quite sure. Maybe when you draw, you are not quite sure who has more money at first. So don't worry. Alright, later on you can see. We can always make adjustment later. Right now it seems like Michelle has more money at first. Alright, we are not sure. Alright, so okay, let's see, and let's continue drawing and see. And then this 1/4 of Michelle's money must be spent, right? Okay, if you go back to the first sentence, earlier on we couldn't draw the first sentence, but now we can add on to the model. So both of them share $775, right? So what fraction of Jane's money has she left? We can't put the question mark because it's a fraction answer. How much money did Jane have at first? Yes, we can. How would you want to put the question mark? Well, model drawing is very creative, right? You can put, you can draw an arrow sign to indicate the whole rectangle for Jane. But if you don't want to clutter the drawing, then I can also do this. All right? It's very flexible. How you want to label is up to you. If you don't want to clutter, make the model drawing look messy, then you just put the question mark at the side. Alright, but of course you must know be sure you know what is this question mark referring to, which is Jane's money at first. Okay, and the model is done. So what do we do next? Now, then we make the model look all equal. So model drawing is about making the model look the same, look equal as much as possible. So 4 boxes of Jane left is the same as 3 boxes of Michelle's money left. So I put 4 unit, and then on top 3, 3, 3, and 3. Right? Why? Because Michelle has 3 boxes, so you put 3, 3, 3, 3. And Jane has 4 boxes, so 4, 4, 4. And you can see that they have 12 units left. Each of them has 12 units left. And do the same for the rest of the model. And now you can solve. So how many units they have altogether? So Jane has 15 units and Michelle has 16 units, and we are correct to draw the model because Michelle has more units than Jane. Right? So Michelle's rectangle is supposed to be longer than Jane. And together they have 31 units. So 31 units is $775. So your 1 unit will be 775 divided by 31, and your 1 unit is $25. So what fraction of Jane's money? So can you find what is her Jane's money at first? So Jane has 15 units. Alright. So 25 times 15. So Jane's money is 375. Am I correct? So what fraction of Jane's money, which is 375, had she left? So Jane has 12 units left. So 12 units will be 25 times 12. So she has $300 left. And then what do? You key in the fraction into your calculator and you get the simplest form. So 300 out of 375, and that will be 4/5. So she had 4/5 of the money left, right? That's your part A already. So how much money did Jane have at first? And you also got the answer, which is 15 units, which is 375, right? So you can see that you have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. So part A, 4/5, Jane has 4/5 of the money left, and part B, Jane had $375 at first, and that's it. You solved the problem. Okay, so that's how you draw out the model, and you can see that you have to recall what you learned earlier on. All right, how do you draw the dotted line? When do you draw dotted line? When you show, when you see equal, right? Somebody has the same amount as another person, then you show the dotted line to show the equal concept. Okay, let's go to example 2. Wow, okay, looks a little wordy. Okay, so Mrs. Ong bought some bottles of water at 90 cents each and 12 bottles of juice at $2.30 each. His sister bought the same number of bottles as him, but at 50 cents each. She also bought 12 bottles of fruit juice at $3 each, and they spent the same amounts of money. How many bottles of water did Mr. Ong buy? Now, definitely it's going to be very hard if you work out in your mind what is the first step, second step, but we should not be doing that, right? We should try to draw out the model. So how do we exactly draw? Now, Mr. Ong bought some bottles of water, right, and also fruit juice, right, using his money. So I'm going to draw a rectangle that represents Mr. Ong's money, right? And I don't know how many bottles of water. Yep, so I cut, all right? And because we don't know how many bottles of water, I draw something called division model, and that's what you learn in primary 3. How do you draw a broken model, division model, when you don't know how many boxes to cut? And 90 cents each. So each bottle is 90 cents. Alright, so the first bottle and the last bottle is 90 cents. Alright, let me just do this way. Alright, instead of putting $0.90, let's put 90 cents so that it looks neater. Okay, so the first bottle and the last bottle is 90 cents. Alright, 90 cents each. Alright, then, and she bought 12 bottles of fruit juice. Okay, so let me just do some labeling. So I don't know how many bottles. So bottles of water. Okay, and then, but we know that she bought 12 bottles of fruit juice. So 12 bottles, and do I want to cut into 12 parts? I don't think I want to do that because it's too many boxes to cut. So let's call it juice. Alright, 12 bottles of juice. And how much is one bottle? $2.30 each. Alright, so if I don't want to cut, then I do something like this. again a broken model, $2.30, and over here also $2.30. So you have the first bottle and the last bottle. Agree? And that's how you draw the first sentence. Okay, his sister bought the same number of bottles, but at 50 cents each. Oh, so the sister bought, okay, this is Mr. Ong, okay, Mr. Ong, and then this is the sister. And the sister bought the same number of bottles. Alright, so the money that she spent must be lesser now, right? Because now the bottle, every bottle of water is 50 cents each. So let's cut one bottle here, and over here also 50 cents. But we don't know how many. Alright, again, we don't know how many bottles of water. Okay, so let's label bottles water. Okay, so we don't know how many bottles of water did the sister buy, but it's the same number. And then she also bought 12 bottles of fruit juice at $3 each, and they both spent the same amount. So how do you show the same amounts of money? Equal concept. So you draw the same length, alright, the same rectangle. Equal concept, same amount means equal concept. Alright, so she bought 12 bottles of fruit juice. So this is your 12 bottles of fruit juice. Okay, now so don't rush through your steps. Focus on the model drawing. Alright, spend time on drawing the model, because if you can draw the model, then the solving will come very fast later. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in your solving. Alright, so every bottle that the sister buy, alright, every bottle of fruit juice is $3 each. So I cut, and the last box. Now, why? Because I don't want to cut 12 boxes, so I can also draw broken model. So when do I draw broken model? You draw a broken model when there are too many boxes to cut, or when you don't know how many boxes to cut. So how many bottles of water did Mr. Ong buy? And you have the question mark there already. Alright, how many bottles, question mark, of water? Okay, model is done. So how do we do? Now let's look at this and let's try to solve it. So first step, can you find how much is all the 12 bottles of fruit juice? So you take $2.30 and you multiply by 12, right? So you have 2.30. Okay, 2.30 times 12, and that will give you $27.60. So let's put inside. Alright, and how much did the sister buy, or how much did the sister spend on 12 bottles of fruit juice? So that will be $3 times 12 as well, and the sister spent $36. Alright, $36 on the fruit juice. Okay, now then how do we find how many bottles of water did Mr. Ong buy? Alright, now this is like your average problem, right? Something to do with average, right? So how many bottles did Mr. Ong buy? So you can see that let's look at Mr. Ong. Every bottle of water he spent 90 cents, and the sister, every bottle of water she spent 50 cents. So if you look at the average, right? Average means, what is average? It means that everyone has equal, right? Equal amount. So from 50 cents, which is the average, to 90 cents, which is another average, what is the increase? So you take 90 cents and you minus 50 cents. So there is an increase of 40 cents, right? So if there's an increase of 40 cents, then where do you get the 40 cents from? Right? Where are you going to get the 40 cents so that you can increase to the average of 90? Right? From 50, you want to go to 90. So you must get 40 more. But where do you get the more? How to get the 40 more? Alright, now this is the trick. Okay? Now, you're going to look at, okay, let's look at the last bottle. Where is the last bottle of water that Mr. Ong buy? Which is over here. So let me draw a dotted line. So this is the last bottle, right? The last bottle of Mr. Ong's, this is the last bottle of water that Mr. Ong bought. And then where is the last bottle that the sister bought? Which is over here. Okay, over here. Okay, let me just over here. Can you see that? All right, this is the last bottle that the sister bought, right? And both of them bought equal number of bottles, right? They bought the same number of bottles of water. So you look at the last bottle of water that Mr. Ong bought, and also the last bottle of water that the sister bought, right? And remember, they both bought equal number of bottles, right? Okay, so where are you going to get the 40 cents from? You're going to get the 40 cents from in between the dotted lines. Okay, and how much is that? If you look at the red arrow sign, $36 minus $27.60. Okay, and what is that? So 36 minus 27.6, you get $8.40. All right, so let's put down here $8.40. So you're going to get the 40 cents from where? Right? You're going to get the 40 cents from $8.40. So which means that this money, which is $8.40, I'm going to take out 40 cents and give to what? Right? Give to 50 cents. All right, I mean, I'm going to take the 40 cents, right, and add on to 50 cents to make it 90, right? So from 50 to become 90, you must get 40 more. So where is the 40 more coming from? From the $8.40. So I take $8.40 and I divide by every time I give 40 cents, right? So I will give 40 cents to 50 cents. So how many times must I give? How many times? So $8.40 divided by 40 cents, I have to give to 21. I have to give 21 times, which means that how many bottles of water will get 40 cents more? How many bottles will get 40 cents more? Answer, 21 bottles, right? So Mr. Ong bought 21 bottles of water, and the sister also bought the same number of bottles. Okay, so it looks a little hard. So this lesson is under average, right? Average kind of problem. So you can see that not quite easy at first, right? But if you still don't understand, play the video again and then see whether you can understand the next round when you play again. All right, but otherwise, that's how you draw the model. So it's what I call this model. I like to call it the average model because it has to do with division. Right? Division means what? You divide and then everybody get the same number. Isn't that the same concept as average? Average means everybody has the same, right? So I would like to call this average model. Okay, all right, now, so let's go on to the practice problem. And okay, I'll give you about 10 minutes to try to work out this problem. So your time starts now. All right, so have you solved? And let's work it out. Willie, Xavier, Eunice, and Zachary share $690. Eunice received 1/5 of the money. So 1/5 refers to the money and break up. So you will have 5 boxes, which is all the money, and Eunice received 1 box. And then Willie received 1/5 of the total money received by Xavier and Zachary. So this 1/5 refers to what? The total money by Xavier and Zachary. And you break up, these two persons together have 5 boxes, and Willie receive 1 box. Okay? Alright? Okay, let's continue. Now, Xavier received 9/11 as much money as Zachary. So arrow pointing, Xavier received 9, and Zachary will have 11, right? 11 boxes. So how much money did Willie receive, and how much less money did Yenny receive than Xavier? Okay, so let's draw out the model. Looks quite complex, but by now it should be quite used to complicated problems, but break it down by drawing out sentence by sentence. So a good model to start with is a parts whole model. So all these people share $690, and Yenny's received 1/5 of the money, so you cut into 5 boxes, right? And Yenny's received 1/5. And then who must have received the rest of the boxes? There must be Willie, Xavier, and Zachary. So label, right? If you don't label, then you may get stuck because later you will see, right? If you don't label, you will get stuck. Now, so Willie received 1/5 of the total money. So which means that Willie receive one box. That's why you need to label. Because if you don't label, how are you going to put the 1 under Willie? And then Zachary and Xavier. Alright, Xavier and Zachary, they have a total of 5. Right? 5. Okay? So that's why you need to label. And then together they have 6 boxes. Right? So can I count into 6 boxes? If you look at these 3 person, they have 4 boxes. They share 4 boxes. But how to cut into 6 boxes? So whatever you cannot cut, you drop down. Okay? So one of the guidelines to model drawing is what you cannot cut, you drop down and cut into 6. Alright, now you can cut into 6 boxes already. And not only that, you can still label. Willie has 1 box, and Xavier and Zachary has 5 boxes. Correct? Alright, then Xavier received 9. Oh, nice, so you can put 9. Alright, and then Zachary 11. Right? Okay, so how much money did Willie receive? So your question mark. Okay, let's put the question mark, which is okay, let's put down here. So Willie received how much? And how much less money did Yanis receive than Xavier? So we can't put the question mark for part B, so we don't put. Alright, now the model is done, so let's try to solve it. So you look at the model and you know how to solve. Yes, I can. Now, Xavier and Zachary share a total of 20. And you look at the model, there are 5 boxes. So these 2 person have 5 boxes. Can you cut into 20? Yes, I can. So instead of cutting, we can put 4 units into every box and do the same for Willie box as well. Okay? And then you look at how many units are there. There is a total of 24 units. And that's why you drop down from above. So which means that above is the 4 boxes above is also, you also cut into 24 units. So 24 and divide by 4 boxes, and you will get 6 units in every box. And if you count the units on top and below, isn't that the same? Right? And then do the same for Yanis, which is also 6 units. Okay, and then you can see that all the money is how many units? So you have 5 boxes of 6 units. That will be 30 units altogether, and that is 690. So what is 1 unit? So 1 unit will be 690 divided by 30. So you will get $23, which is 1 unit. So can you find Willie has how many? Alright, how many units? Well, Willie is here. Okay, Willie has 4 units. Okay, so 4 units will be 23 times 4, which is $92. So Willie has $92, and you got your part A already. So how much less money did Yanis receive than Xavier? Alright, so Yanis is 6 unit, Willie is 4 unit. Xavier has how many? Xavier has 9 units. Alright, how do you know it's 9 units? Because together you can see there are 20 units, right? And this 9 units, and Zachary has 11 units, right? So how much less did Yanis receive than Xavier? So Xavier has 9, Yanis has 6. So how much lesser? So Yanis has 3 units fewer, and 3 units fewer will be 23 times 3. Alright, 1 unit is $23, and you times 3, so Yanis has $69 lesser than Xavier, and you have solved the problem. Okay, got it? Right? So how to benefit from all the drawing lesson is I encourage you to not to just watch, but try to even do the example first before you play the video. Alright, try to look at the when you play the video, look at the problem and stop the video and try to solve it. And once you can get the answer, or if you can't get the answer, then you play the video to watch the solution, right? And you do that for example 2 and also for the practice problem that's at the back. So if you do that, that's how you become better at drawing. Alright? Okay, so we come to the end of our drawing lesson. So in the next lesson, we will move on to P6 model drawing. Alright? All right, and the P6 model drawing will be all creative model drawing. All right, every online lesson about P6, all right, every drawing lesson which is P6 drawing lesson will be all creative model drawing, which means that you apply all that you learn into drawing out the problem, irregardless, all right, regardless of whether how difficult the problem is. We always fall back on the model. So we always use the model to draw the problem. So the next lesson onwards, you will see a lot of creative model drawing. All right, so hopefully at the end of all the lessons, you build your confidence and you are more comfortable with drawing out the model on your own. All right, so see you in the next lesson.